Good morning. I hope you are well. Hello. Day late, dollar short, all of that fun stuff. But welcome back to another studio vlog. I hope you are well and that you're having a lovely weekend. Today I am going to be dyeing up the Knitical Roll Yarn Club. I was going to dye it yesterday and then it got a little too toasty. I complain all summer that we've had terrible weather and then the one day it's sunny. I do not dye yarn. But I did do 2 loads of washing and I did twist up some yarn. So all was not lost. I am dyeing up the Knitical Roll Yarn Club today, which is inspired by the lovely Vexalia from the Legends of Vox Machina. So I've got a little image up. I held off dyeing yesterday for a couple of, one, it was too warm. 2, I ordered a bunch of dyes on Monday or Tuesday. Monday, I think. And I knew they'd been dispatched, so I was hoping they turned up before I started dyeing yarn today. Good news. They had. So it was a gamble. It was risky, but it was a worthwhile risk because now I've replaced a bunch of dye, which is very exciting. If you want more information about dyes that I use, where I get them from and all of that fun stuff, I do have a whole video talking about dye supplies, where I get them from here within the UK, England specifically. So I'm not going to go through absolutely everything that I got, but I did spend a small fortune replenishing some of my supplies, starting with Colourcraft dyes. I just got little ones. I don't know if I should have maybe got slightly bigger ones, but I got light brown for the first time. I usually use dark brown, so I'm interested to see how that differs. Another forest green, that's good. Oh, finally I've replaced my scarlet because I had barely any of that left. Woad blue, that's fine, that's just a little top up. But this doesn't look like scarlet, this looks like magenta, but maybe it is scarlet. But I just got the little 25-gram tubs instead of the larger ones, but I could have really got the larger ones, but that's fine. That's fine. Oh, this is a weighty one. Is this my wing and wool? I think it might be. I definitely hacked at that one. So I use 3 different brands of dye, and I needed to do a top up of landscapes as well. So I ordered a bunch of them. Too many of them. They've gone up in price as well. Oh, they used to be £10 a tub. And like, it's 100-gram tubs, whereas this is 25 grams. But the issue is because this is mixed with citric acid, you need to use more of it. So it's not fabulous, but it's really nice dye. So it's, you just gotta, yeah, take the hit, I guess. And sure, some of these colourways I won't be using today, but some of them I will be. So I just wanted them. And then they send some fluff as well, so I might send this on to people who spin. Save that. And finally, I've got my Dharma dyes. You know, I hate packaging peanuts. I hate them. I'm sure they go down to nothing. Do they go down to nothing? Is there something to say that they go down to nothing? Because that would be very helpful, because I don't want to put them in my sink and then they don't go down to nothing. Good news, they go down to nothing. Right, what we got? Extreme blue. That'll be helpful because she wears a lot of blue. Right, I'm just going to chuck these in my sink. I was a bit presumptive. I was prepared. It's not the word I want, but I can't think what it is. Delphinium blue is back in stock. It's been 2 years since I've been able to get a tub of Delphinium blue, so that's very exciting. But I bought some dyes that could be useful for the next collection that I'm doing, like this cinnamony colour, espresso bean, things like that, because I am going to be doing a Legends and Lattes collection. I worked on the mood boards last night when I should have been asleep, and yeah, so I bought some dyes so I can start prepping for that, because I want to release it in September. We'll make it available to pre-order in September, so kind of need to get on it and plan the colourways, because as of right now, they're just ideas. They're just ideas. But I want to get my daily Advent mini skeins finished by next week. And as it happens, I have 6 colourways left to go, which is very exciting. We won't talk about how many I need to twist. but still very exciting. Anyway, I'm going to put these dyes away and then start prepping yarn to get it soaking, because I have a new setup you've not seen yet. So this is the new setup. I've got 4 induction hobs now, whereas before I only had 2. It's a bit of a cram because my outlets are not spaced out. I should have had one further this way, but I did not. I did not think about it when I designed this space, or was asked where I wanted outlets really. So I've got 4 of these now, which is great because I've double production. However, I can't switch them all on at the same time. They can all be on at the same time, but I have to do 2 and then 2. But I've worked out a system on how to make it work, which is amazing. I can't believe I was just doing everything on 2 for so long. Ugh, madness. So I've got so many mini skeins to twist that I've run out of zip ties, so I have new ones. These are all reusable, because you can get reusable zip ties. Who knew? Me, I've known for a few years now, but they're great. They're so good. They break after a while, but it's after quite a lot of use, so much recommend if you're dyeing yarn and you want something to help you. Reusable zip ties. So the purpose of the zip ties is I put my skeins of yarn on them. When I'm doing mini skeins, I put 4 mini skeins on 1 zip tie. I don't know why. I don't know why 4. Doesn't really make sense. I should really do 5, because then 5 is 100 grams, which is the equivalent to 1 skein, but I don't know why I do 4. Who knows? Anyway, the reason I use them is because it stops them getting tangled. If I were to just put the yarn in the tray, the pot, what have you, without zip ties, people also use shower curtain rings. They also work really well, and you can also get like silicone ones. It stops all of the yarn getting all tangled together, so you know that you're just picking up 1 skein. Sure, sometimes the skeins still get tangled. I'm not a magician, but they don't get tangled as much as they would do if I didn't use the zip ties. But yeah, so a bit later I say that the flaw is how many skeins of yarn I have to prep. The flaw to having a slightly larger setup. I have a slightly larger setup. You'll see it in a minute. But it takes me so long to fill that tub with water. It takes so long. Oh my goodness. And yeah, I realised whilst editing this that I have some advent colourways in the background of these next 2 clips, which is very exciting. So that's what that random black and white square is. This editing program is magical. It lets me black and white just little, or do different effects on just a little square of the picture. It's so magical. But yeah, these are all of the dyes that I'm planning on using. And I guess I do 4 mini skeins because I fit 4 skeins in a pan. That doesn't make sense though. I should just do 5 on a thing. I don't know. I don't know where the number 4 came from, but here we are. Also, we've got another square of black and white because you can see an advent colourway in the background. It's a really nice colourway though, so inspired by a particular plant. In fact, a big old bumblebee flew in because I think it thought it was a flower, so that was nice. But yeah, you obviously can't see it. It's a surprise. And then just a little sprinkling of citric acid over the yarn. I think I used too much citric acid, but hey ho. So I've got the first layer of dye on. I've got the sun shining off my side drying space of my sink. Got more yarn in to soak, and I'm just prepping the next lot. It's terribly exciting, isn't it? Had a good chat with my parents. They rang, which is nice. Hence the earbud. I guess I can take that out now. And yeah, so far I'm really liking how this colour is turning out. The good thing about doing, because before I just used to just dye up the first 2 trays, see if I liked it. If I didn't, I'd dye it up differently. But as a general rule, I did the first 2 trays and then liked how that was looking, so I did the next 2 trays, and then I'll see on the back of it once I flip it what I do there. The downside with having a new setup where I have so much more going at once is the fact that now I have to prep so many more mini skeins. I mean, I always needed to prep that many mini skeins, but with the amount of mini skeins I can fit in a tray, all I need is 2 rounds of dye application, or like 2 rounds of 4 trays, and then that's a mini skein done, which is very nice. There's a colourway that's come out very similar to one of the other Advent colourways, so once I get these done, I might put them into soak and see if I can change it up a little bit, add a bit of a different colour, add something else to it, just so it's a bit more different to the other colour it's too similar to. It was the 3rd Advent colourway that I had dyed in one day, and so now I know. Don't attempt 3 colourways in a day, because, well, because you're going to mess up the last colourway, basically. Oops. It's really cute. Someone said that they made their husband a jumper or a cardigan, some form of jumper, some form of article of clothing, using the Percy colourway, and now they've bought themselves a sweaters quantity of the Vex colourway so they can have a Vex jumper or cardigan. And I love that. That's so cute. In case you don't know, Percy and Vex are an item in Critical Role. But yeah, right, I'm going to keep going because I am sweating. So the sooner I get this done, the better. It's very warm. It's alright, the sun will go round at some point and then this will start to be in shade. But it gets the sun first thing in the morning. Not that it's first thing in the morning anymore, it's 11:15. But yeah, very toasty, very warm. One of the reasons I've been struggling with vlogging lately is because everything I'm doing is a secret, because I'm trying to do Advent stuff, which is fine and wonderful, obviously, but it does make filming a challenge because all I'm doing is dyeing Advent minis and twisting Advent minis, and then now I'm doing the yarn club. But yesterday I did a live stream on TikTok. I mean, it wasn't I didn't have the most views, but it did allow me to get a bunch of twisting done, so I might start doing like skein twisting sprints as live streams, either here on YouTube or on Instagram or wherever, if I can work out if I can make the screen black and white on YouTube, because obviously it's a secret. But yeah, they said that they would be interested in studio vlogs and just anything that involves dyeing. Sounds awful, dyeing with an E. Just make it black and white, because then you can't see what it is, and like, I respect that. That makes a lot of sense. So that is probably what I will start doing going forward, because otherwise I'm going to really struggle for content, because everything is secret and I can't share any of it with you. So I got them all cooking, they're all cooking, they all look good. That's the wrong ear, but yeah. Oh my goodness, that's far too hot. Okay, good, glad I checked that. So we are going to see how this goes with the whole black and white thing, because it might be that it's not enjoyable to watch because it's in black and white and you can't see any of the colours that I'm using. But I can't think of another way to create content about what I'm doing in my day when all of the things that I'm doing in my day are secrets. I should have thought about this. I should have planned ahead and filmed a bunch of stuff in advance, but you know, I'm not that organised. I am not that organised. Why else do you think you've not had content a few times this summer? Because I'm not organised, and then I think I need to vlog, but I have nothing to show you. So this is the compromise we're having. I dye in stripes, not all the time. You see a bit later I do a zigzag, but as a general rule, I've been doing stripes lately. I don't know. I mean, I really like how it looks in the skein. And I do like how it looks knit up, so I do like doing stripes. I was going to say, I don't know if I like that it pulls sometimes, but ultimately it is a really nice, it is nice. Do not do as I do and not use gloves. The reason I didn't use gloves is because I hit record on the camera and then forgot to put gloves on. So I was trying to work swiftly don't do that. Please use gloves. And yeah, when you're dyeing in a pan like this, it's important that you flip the yarn over. Some people do the same on the back as they do on the front. I tend to do something a little bit different. Just, you know, to get a few different colours in there. But yes, here we go, zigzagging, beautiful. This makes me think of a silent film. I kind of want to get a little piano out. I've not played the piano in eons. And play a little tune and do little subtitles. And I look shocked every so often, that kind of thing, you know, like in silent films. Or it looks like oldie worldy TV, like, oh, Miss Hannah here is dyeing up some yarn. I don't know why I put on a posh accent when it's honestly just how I sound anyway, if we're being completely honest. I understand, I am quite posh. I also don't realise how posh I sound until I listen back on a voice note that I send, or I listen to me edit, and then I think, oh no, I actually am quite posh, because in my head I don't sound that posh. And yet, here we are, talking about how posh I am. It's only my accent though. Me as a person, not that posh. It's an illusion, it's an illusion. But yeah, there's loads of speckles on this colourway. I really love how it's turned out. It looks so good. And it was sunny. And you know what sunny weather means? Drying yarn outside. It's actually sunny right now. I should probably go take my yarn out of the dye shed, but it said it was going to rain in a bit, so I was hesitant to, but because it was so overcast this morning. But now the sun is shining, so maybe I'll go pop the yarn outside, but I don't have to run out to bring it back in, because my goodness, that is such a faff. But yeah, I hang my stuff on like this in the summer. I don't know if it would be worth doing that in the winter when I'm drying them on. These are heated areas, but obviously they're not on. A while back, I said about how nice it would be, because the only table and chairs we had, you can't see them, was essentially like a picnic table. I said how nice it would be just to have some comfy chairs. So you've got these, they recline. They're so comfy. I sat out here a couple of weeks ago when the sun was out. So basically since getting them, it's rained almost non-stop, but a couple of weeks ago the sun came out, so I was like, I must get my chair out. Sat outside, read my book, my legs got a little pink, which, I mean, not ideal, but hey, they've kind of gone a little tanned. But now, because I keep it in the dye shed, because we don't have any other shed space, I took over the shed. And so now I sit here while the yarn is cooking and just chill. Because then, or I put it up inside and I sit inside if the weather's bad. Because that's what gets me most, is that like it's quite hard on my feet and legs. So I'm just chilling. I'm just cooking the last pan now of Hello Darling. And then I'll rinse them all and hang them out. Well, not all, I've hung some out already. But I was going to fix one of the Advent colourways, which is way too similar to another Advent colourway. Not even in like a fade, well, I guess it could work in a fade sense, but it's too similar, and I was questioning it. Unfortunately, it's quite a rich colourway, so it's going to be a really fun time trying to correct it. But I was going to do that today as well, but I might just save that and do that tomorrow, because I can't be bothered today. Especially when it's so nice out here, I just want to sit in my chair and chill out. But unfortunately, that's not how the world works. I need to do work at some point. But it's just nice sitting out here for a little bit. I mean, it's not hugely attractive with the fence behind me, but I'm looking at the yarn that I dyed. I'm looking at the dye shed just to make sure that nothing catches fire, you know? But yeah. And also this spot was in the shade and my legs were out, so I get the best of both worlds. But I really do need to start a new book, but although saying that, I don't want to start a new book because, one, I have a bunch of Advent... Oh, let me just recline a bit more. Ah, lovely. I have a bunch of Advent minis that I need to twist. So that should be my main priority. And if I start a new book, I won't twist Advent minis. But I also want to... I finished my Effervescent. And I'm holding a headphone, sorry. I finished my Effervescent, and I also finished my Just Feel Cozy wrap. I'm very excited. I need to block them both. But I finished my Just Feel Cozy wrap yesterday. I've woven all the ends in. I was going to block it today, but I played The Sims for an hour this morning, hour and a half this morning. I was only meant to go on for half an hour, but all of a sudden, an hour and a half passed. I was like, where has the time gone? Oops. But yeah, so I really want to start a new project. I was looking at starting my ranunculus using my giddy yarns. But, yeah. Don't know. Good evening, everyone. This is my plant. which has a life of its own. That was just a very small plant when we were gifted it when we first moved here. And now it's behemoth that takes over my life. I came in after dyeing yarn, hung out with Mario for a bit because he came home. He's now gone to bed. It's 7:15. If you don't know, Mario is my husband. He is a baker. He owns his own bakery. We seem to be a household of business owners in this family, but it just means early nights because early mornings. And so yeah, I hung out with him for a bit, ate dinner, the classic, and then I'm finishing this sock. I'm playing yarn chicken. This is my a sock set that I dyed. Wait, You're the Star, inspired by Stardust, and this is the mini skein. But because I did an extra long cuff in comparison to what I usually do, I'm playing yarn chicken. But I think I'm going to win, which is very satisfying. But yes, that is essentially what I've spent the evening doing. Just sort of like chilling out, finishing up the sock. I think when I've finished the sock, I might go upstairs and twist yarn for a couple of hours, because like I say, it's only 7:15. I could go out for a walk if I wanted to, but I don't know if I do want to. I might go and twist some Advent minis for a bit because I have a lot to do, but there's always so many more things that I want to do other than that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to win this yarn chicken because this is my last decrease round. And did I knit around before I did the thing? I don't think I did. I think I... Oh, well then I'm definitely going to win. So that is very satisfying, because I did not think I was going to, which also means next podcast, which will be in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to have so many finished objects, because I finished my wrap, I finished my jumper, I'm finishing this sock. Exciting times, because last podcast episode was just, here's a bunch of stuff that I've been working on that I haven't finished. I saw a post on Reddit talking about how sometimes knitting can feel a bit like fast fashion when you're watching podcasters and crafting influencers, because it feels like they finish things so quickly that it's not like a slow fashion anymore when you have a finished object every week. And I completely understand that. I used to feel so much pressure when I had the podcast. Well, I still have the podcast, but I don't feel the pressure anymore to finish or have lots of finished things and lots of new things all the time, because now I realise that actually, oh, this is so exciting, actually it doesn't matter if I finish things or not. I'm showing the process and I'm being realistic to myself and how much I can get done, especially when I'm going to start bead weaving these stitch markers for the weekly advents, because I'm not going to be able to be knitting as much as I want to. So, just grafting my toe. Ta-da! I've just got ends to weave in. I've already woven the ends in on one sock, because I was using this to take photos of the colourway. But yeah, I didn't get as many skeins dyed today as I wanted to, because I wanted to get those mini skeins done. But by the time I got to it, I was just like, ugh, I'm pooped. I'm pooped. Do you know what's up with me today? I don't have as much energy as I usually do. It could be the weather, in all fairness. But, yeah. Oh no, I tell you what it is. I went to bed late last night. I went to bed at 11, which is a late night for me now. It used to be that I used to standard not go to sleep before like 2 AM. But now I go to sleep very, very early. But I was watching Critical Role and I wanted to finish the episode I was on, but I didn't anyway. Didn't finish the episode I was on. But I wanted to finish my shawl, so I stayed up far too late to get that finished. And yeah. Then the cats woke me up at 5:30, so... Let me know what you thought of this studio vlog, if you liked it, even though I couldn't really show you heaps of what I was doing. Yeah, sorry about that. It's not an ideal situation, because obviously things I'm doing at the moment it's a lot of secret dyeing. But soon I should be working on the next collection that I want to do. So fingers crossed I'll be able to have a bit more to share at least one day a week. I won't do something where I can't show you anything. And let me know what you think of like twisting sprints on YouTube, which will just be me chatting whilst live streaming and twisting yarn. But obviously the picture will have to be in black and white like parts of the video were today, because they're advent colourways and I cannot show you the advent colourways because they're secret. But yeah, I really like how my advent's shaping up this year. Anyway, I'm just waffling now, and I've waffling for 10 minutes, so I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, it would mean a lot if you were to subscribe, but if you don't want to, that's also absolutely fine. I won't feel any particular way about anything. And yeah, I do have a Patreon. If you want to become part of the Biscuit Brew crew, you get an extra video from me every single week, and I have been very consistent in posting my extra videos there, because if you're paying me for a service, the least I can do is provide you with the service that I promise. So yes, I will probably be filming that video tomorrow actually. And with all that being said, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. Are you on a finishing kick? Are you on a casting on kick? Do you have a bunch of new projects or a bunch of old projects? Let me know. I'm being very nosy. I'm on a finishing kick at the moment, which is amazing because I love the hit of dopamine that you get when you finish a project. It's like, yes, finally off the needles. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and a fabulous week, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye.